Oh my goodness. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. It has been one of them nights. um, Thank you so much for sticking around. I appreciate that. You are tuned in to the Art of Transparency Talk Show. I am your host, Makita Moore. This is not our normal time, but we're here. We're here. We're here. We won the battle. Technology at its finest. So, thank you so much for tuning in all the way from Facebook and YouTube. So, thank you so very much. I want to show all of you guys that I am wearing, let's take this down once again. I have on our 2021 tour support shirts. These are for all of our supporters. This is for all of the people that love us and believe in us. We have a shirt. We also have a mask. So our tour shirts are for sale. You can get them in the bundle for $35, which is the mask and the shirt, or you can buy them separately. The mask is $12 and the shirt is $25, and the bundle is $35. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. They are on the website www.artoftransparency.org. I was about to say com. So it is www.artoftransparency.org, and they are there. Pick them up. So again, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. So to my left, because this is my left, I know it's probably turned around for you guys. We have our tour banner, the 2021 tour banner. It is going to go everywhere that we go. And then to my right, we have our talk show banner. Yay! I am excited about these banners, y'all. I am excited about these banners. I am so happy that they are here. They are amazing. So thank you to our designers. It's been a crazy ride for all of it. So I'm excited to introduce to you our guests for tonight. Again, two wonderful speakers of the 2021 tour. We have Dr. Nicole Scott and we have Jeanette Carter. So I'm going to bring them on. Hey, ladies.
Hello.
I'm so excited to have you guys here. Thank you so much for your patience with all the things that's happening with Facebook and StreamYard and all that good stuff. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, so Dr. Nicole Scott, honey, that name in itself, baby, Dr. Nicole, I'm on here. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nicole from Jersey. A little bit about myself. I have a strong education and background in education. So I have been a special education teacher, from guidance counselor, grant writing, and now I work in higher ed. I've been doing grant writing for over 17 years. So I started a consultant company based off of that. And basically, I do grant writing for various organizations and a lot of training and development for organizations across the country. And I'm just so proud that 2020, I started my new company called Finally Free to Be Me. And it's
Yes,
based off of my book. And, I was really kind of shocked and, at the same time, not really realizing that my story resonated with a lot of people. So, I looked at it from a different angle and said, what is the assignment over my life? And I realized that my pain had a purpose. And then my assignment was to share my, story with other people in hopes of inspiring them to become free as well.
absolutely. I know you and I have talked so many times before, as we all have. And I just feel like our pain truly does become our purpose, right? We heal, it's slower for some of us, take a little longer than others. But we heal, and we have to then reach back, right, and grab somebody like, no, I got through it, you can get through it too, come on with me,
Absolutely.
I promise you we can get through it together, right? So pain and purpose is like, I don't think you could say one without the other anymore. It all kind of goes together. So thank you so much for being a part of the 2021 ALT tour. And Miss Jeanette, hey girl, tell
Hello.
us who you are and what you do.
My name is Jeanette Carter. I am a two-time cancer survivor. Thank you, Jesus. Um,
Yes.
I mainly, my main goal is to talk to women, men, honestly, anybody about making themselves a priority, particularly through
Yes.
planning, because we plan for everything else. We plan for everything from the kids' volleyball games and to doctor's appointments. Plan yourself and put yourself in that planner as well by making yourself a priority. So I really, really try to talk to women, men, whoever, encouraging them to make themselves important, make that
Yeah.
self-care important, and not apologize for it, not feel guilty about doing it, being able to say that no. No, when
No
you're
is a whole sentence.
no, when you no is a whole and throw an exclamation point on the end of it so they won't ask you again and you don't have to say no again. So I am that person that tells you it is okay to say no. You don't have to feel guilty. If yes, you don't have to. So that's what and
Yes.
I talk about my journey, and in this journey that I've gone through twice with my breast cancer, each time was different, and each time it was a different lesson for me and for everyone else to see.
Wow. Wow. We're gonna get into that just a little bit more. We got some good old comments. um, okay.
Sierra.
Laura, see, let me tell you, I like that spelling. If I could have a kid, honey, I would steal that. I like that. Sierra gave us hand claps. She also said, yes, Dr. Nicole Scott. Latanya, hey. Um, Lenora Scott says, Doctor, go Dr. Scott. Yes, I'm liking that, doctor. I'm gonna have to figure
I
that
like
out. I can't get past 1 degree, let alone, but I don't know. We're gonna have to figure that out though. Hey Marquita. Coach says, come on, Doc. Yes, I'm gonna have to figure that Doc thing out, Coach. Like, we're gonna have to figure that out. He says, good evening, ladies of AOT. Good evening. And Warren Larkin says, go Dr. Scott. I like that, honey. That Scott thing. I mean, that doctor thing. I like that. I'm gonna have to be Dr. Moore. I don't know about all that though. I don't know. But so you kind of, I can't even say kind of shocks me when I first talked to you, Janae, and you was like, yeah, I've had breast cancer twice. And I was just like, whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot. And you are still in very good spirits, right? Because every time I talk to you, we're laughing and joking and talking, right? So you are still in very good spirits. And I absolutely love that. But what do you think got you here? Like in this spirit, like I'm still gonna survive. I'm going to live. It's just a little loophole, but I'm good. What helped you get here?
well, well, if I must be very transparent. I wasn't always feeling that way. In the
Mm,
beginning, the very beginning, the second time, the first time, I was like, oh my goodness, I was shocked. Yes, didn't believe it. I was planning my baby's birthday party, and the last thing I was going to do is get a mammogram. Not right now. I'll take care of it later. And
mhm,
and when I did feel my lump, and my doctor told me, come on, I need to take an ultrasound or whatever. I canceled it because I was planning my baby's birthday party and they had just opened a new Old Navy on State Street. So I had to go to the grand opening. The last thing on my mind was me. And so I
mhm,
canceled it. They called me back to say this was the first time around. They called me back and they was like, "Why did you cancel it?" I said, "Okay, okay, okay. I'm on my way. I'm on my way." And so the next day, maybe 2 days later, I went back and they did the ultrasound. I went back to Old Navy. And while I was in there, I got a call saying, we need to talk to you. And that's when it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks like, whoa, it must be something really serious. The second time around, I never felt it. The second time around, I just went for my regular mammogram because I knew God wouldn't do that to me twice. So I
right,
was that's not gonna be it.
right.
And I went for my ultrasound and they said that it was something kind of, something kind of sketchy on there. And they wanted me to go back for another one and then they wanted to do a biopsy. That one there, that time, the second time around, I was angry. I'm just
Mm.
angry. I felt like it wasn't fair. I felt like I was living right. I was doing everything that God called me to do. So I thought I was a good person. I wasn't robbing and killing. I wasn't cheating on my
Right.
husband. I was doing everything right. And why would he do this to me again? And even as I went through my chemo, I was mad going through my chemo. I was angry and it was tough. The first time it was tough on my body, but the second time it was tough, not only mentally, but on the inside of me. So the first time on the outside, you saw a huge weight drop. You saw all kinds of stuff. The second time around, it was just beating up my insides more so than anything. So they told me I had 6 sessions, 4 to 6 sessions, but I only heard 6. My mom
Okay.
was with me. They heard 4 to 6. I only heard 6. So I was angry up until probably about the third one because I had made my mind up. I wasn't doing it no more. Whatever's to come was to come. I go for the 4th one. And at this point, I'm like, God, I had my intercessors praying for me because I just felt like I've been praying my whole life. So, but this 4th one, when I went the third time, they said, we want to test you and see if you have to do another one. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, okay then. So we did tests. They said, well, we want you to do one more. So then I prayed and I was like, God, I can't take this no more. I need you right now. I need you to step in right now. If I felt like God said, when you stop acting a fool, I'm going to end this for you. When you stop acting like a spoiled brat, because God spoiled me. Me and him got a good relationship. And he was like, when you stop acting a fool, when you start giving me praise and thanking me for what you have as of right now. And sure enough, when I did lay it all on the table to God, I go and they told me I didn't have to take the 5th or the 6th.
Mm.
I knew at that point it was all God. I was like, okay, God. Okay, I quit.
And is that when you kind of turned it around and was like,
That
okay, I
was
can
the
do
turn.
this?
That was the turn. That was actually the turn when I stopped
Wow.
moping in my pain, stopped moping around, stopped crying about why God do this to me. I was so into myself in a negative way that I couldn't see anything else. And so once that happened, that's when I was able to turn it around and say, okay, God, this is for somebody else. This is truly for somebody else and not me.
Wow. That is so powerful. That is like so powerful. Doctor, I'm gonna say that all night because I'm gonna be me a doctor. Watch. I'm gonna be a doctor before I
Come
leave this.
on.
Oh my gosh. You guys are tuned in to the Art of Transparency Talk Show. I am your host, Makita Moore, and I've got 2 amazing women with me tonight that are 2021 AOT Tour speakers, Dr. Nicole Scott and Jeanette Carter. And we're just having candid conversations about who we are and what we do. So join in the conversation if you'd like. Invite some people, share it out for us. Thank you for tuning in on both Facebook and YouTube. We truly appreciate you. And if you just kind of want to take a look and find out who we are and what we do, you can always go to www.artoftransparency.org. There's some tickets on there too, because both of these young ladies will be in Memphis with us in February. Yay! Oh my God, I'm psyched about February, y'all. I really am. Memphis is my hometown, but I've never lived there, which is crazy, but it's still my hometown. That's where all my people are from. So that is, I get to go and just kind of love on my people a little bit. But Nicole, tell us how you got into this whole education thing. What sparked that in you to want to be with the educational world and do special ed? Because I work in a diverse learning department now at the school that I work at. And honey, it takes some special people to want to do that, right? And I love it. I absolutely love it. And my babies are like, oh, I love them little babies. But what made you want to do that?
Well, I've always had a passion for helping. My parents have always been like, stewards of the community. My father has ran the local track club in the community I grew up in. And my mother, she's been in social work for years. So I originally followed in her footsteps and got my bachelor's in social work. But I came back home and I said, I'll be living home forever if I keep this job, not making any money. So, my best friend was telling me, like, there's a way that you can get certified, as a teacher, go take some classes and you can do that. So that's how I got into the education world. I really thought I was going to go social work and, just take that all the way through. But I remember my mom cried. When I was telling her, like, oh, I'm majoring in social work, she was like, don't do it. You're going to be broke. So I just was like, okay, it's just not the way to go. So, like I said, I, started in special education. And again, it does take a very, special person to be able to deal, with all those types of disabilities. And, I don't, I think it taught me patience because, it's like being able to meet these benchmarks. And like, sometimes, the students just didn't have the ability. So I believe, but again, we don't realize our path when we first started. But now I see, like, by me, having those years in the special education classroom, it really taught me patience. And then, it's always a passion. I make sure that I work in urban areas, being with my kids, I want them to see people who look like me. Representation matters. And I remember when I was a guidance counselor at this one district, and, it was all, Black and Hispanic students. And I was the only minority person within that school district. And I probably stayed longer than I needed to, but, I was all they had. And I needed them to know that this is not your ending point. Like, you can, do things if you just put your mind to it. Like, I would have career fairs, invite my family, all, Black, strong people, because I wanted them to see you are not your zip code. Don't let what these people are telling you that this is the end all be all. There is greatness for you, on the other end. And I get so excited when, some of my old students, they'll find me on Facebook and I see that they're now working on their bachelor's or their master's degree. And it just makes my heart so full because it's like at the time I didn't see, like, well, what is my purpose? But, God always lines your steps, like, before you even know it. And like now I know that everything that I went through, I had to go through it.
It's crazy you say that God lines your footsteps, because I absolutely believe that. More so though, my son, I have a 21-year-old son. Most of you guys know my 21-year-old is doing time in prison. And I can remember having to go to IEP meetings. I remember not even understanding what IEP was. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what are we saying? And nobody was really there to tell me exactly what it was because they spoke in the same language. You know what I'm saying? And now I get to sit at the table with parents and break that down. Now I get to sit at the table with parents and say, okay, we'll talk after the meeting. Like, or, you know what I'm saying? Call me. Like, because I get it. I also have a great boss and she breaks it down because she's also, she's been in this field for so long that she understands. Parents don't know what it really is, right? They have half of us, we didn't go to school for this. We don't know nothing about it. We just know this kid is doing X, Y, and Z, and y'all called us and say, hey, this is what they need most of the time, right? Especially behavioral issues, because my son, it was behavioral. Then they diagnosed him with a bunch of stuff, and I still say, yeah, not happening, but So I do believe that I went through all of that, and now that I get to sit at the table, not to mention I'm at the same exact school that my son was at. I work for the same school now, so that's amazing in itself, right? Because I get to sit at the same table with some of the same people that were there. So it gives me a great feeling, right, to know that now I get to sit at the same table. We talk about sitting at tables and not here,
but and advocate for these students. And that's important because a lot of times they want to, classify our babies, just because it may be a behavior issue or whatever. And I even tried to do that with my daughter. And, they never know your background till you step in, till you got to give them your credentials. Because I always give them a chance to say, well, how are you going to come at me? And it's like, and I'll flip it around and say, well, are you differentiating instruction? Are you teaching it in ways that she can understand? So that's why it's just like, advocacy is so important, and a lot of times, like you said, they don't know. So I'm gonna always be that voice. I'll tell people in a minute, call me. Listen, I'll come up there, come to a meeting, whatever you need, because you're not going to keep doing this to our babies.
Yeah, absolutely. We got some comments. So Jeff Scott says, take it to the top, baby girl. The most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the Black woman. The most neglected person in America is the Black woman. Yeah, for the
Yes.
most part. And then Warren says the strength in you ladies is absolutely amazing. Janet, wow, stay strong, sister. Black girl magic at its finest. Thank you, Warren. Aw, Jeanette, I told you. You, honey, y'all ain't even heard half of it.
We do have to
Hey,
work on
Tina,
it.
honey, Tina watching us all the way from Cancun. She left all of us. Tina is our spiritual leader for the AOT 2021 tour. She didn't went to Cancun and left us in cold Chicago, and yeah, we're not talking to you right now. And then Lenore says Memphis will be blessed. Absolutely, it will. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. www.artoftransparency.org. They are there. They are there. And then Coach says representation matters. Absolutely, it does. Sabrina says you are not your zip code. I love it. Oh yeah, that kind of took me. When she said that, I was like, I was gonna give y'all the Black girl magic. I was gonna give it to you. Yeah, I absolutely believe that. So, ladies, look, I need to know, because I know you, Jeanette, you're going to talk about, being a 2-time breast cancer survivor. My mother is a breast cancer survivor and a colon cancer survivor, so I can only imagine, right? Because my mother's still angry. She don't think she is, but she's still angry. Because, I tell her all the time, like, you're so mean. Stop being mean. But I believe she's still angry, right?
Yeah.
But she's doing really good. But she's also, like, I'm not going to the doctor. Y'all gonna have to make me go. And I'm like, Ma, you can't just not go to the doctor now. She's like, nope, I'm not going. If it's not regular checkup, I'm not going. So she's still angry, right? So what can the people in Memphis expect when they see you?
Well, I'm sitting still now. I'm pretty hyper.
I knew that, y'all.
I'm pretty hyper. And so I'm standing here doing this with my hands to keep them. But I think I want them to expect to hear what they don't want to hear. To get pushed in areas or suggested pushed in areas that they've forgotten about. And even honestly, let's talk about advocating. The same way she advocates for children, I want to talk to you about advocating for yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to advocate for you. Who's going to do it? If you don't do it, who's going to do it? So those are some of the subjects that I love to talk about. However, I know they can be long. So I kind of I ask God as I go to different places and I begin to see the audience and stuff, which area, because sometimes you can really tell which area you really need to talk about, because we all have different areas of our lives that we can really pour into people.
Absolutely.
And so sometimes you can go and you can see, okay, I need to, this look like a crowd that needs to hear about advocating for themselves, or they need to hear a survivor story, or they need to hear how to get past the anger that whatever may have caused you. Because even in breast cancer 2 times, the anger part, like I said, God had to show me that it was you why you couldn't get healed. It was you, but it was the reason why you may have to go 6 rounds. So stop acting up. So I can only take you to 4, but I had to get out of my own self way.
Yeah.
Give it to God and say, okay, I'm gonna stop acting like a spoiled brat and I'm gonna let you do it, God. And once I did that, then, but you also have to advocate just for yourself, because I still had to say, okay, now y'all said it's shrink. So why more?
Right.
What is the reason? So you still have to advocate for yourself, because the medical field is still a businit regardless.
Absolutely, it is. That's my mother saying she's a nurse. She's like, yeah, I'm
still a business.
It absolutely it is. And we got another one. And Sabrina says, you are not your zip code. Love it. We did that.
Okay.
And Coach says, advocate for you, self-care. We talk about self-care so much, guys. We talk about self-care so much because I can remember thinking, and this is my personal thought, right? But I found out more people think like this, that going to get my nails in my feet or going to get my hair, at the time I had locks, So going to get my hair twisted and, nails and feet and maybe your eyelashes and your eyebrows was self-care. That's not self-care. That's maintenance.
Right.
Self-care is turning the TV off, closing your bedroom door, and letting nobody bother you. Self-care could be going to get a massage. Self-care can be meditating. Self-care can be exercise. There is so many different ways we can self-care. And self-care definitely is saying no. It's a whole sentence. I promise you, it's a whole sentence. It's just no. I don't have to explain to you why it's no. I don't have to feel bad because it's a no. No, it's just no.
Yeah.
No, I can't come get you and take you all the way downtown. No, I can't. No, I can't. No. So, Nicole, Dr. Nicole, I got to get that together, honey. Y'all, listen on this live. Listen here. Remember, Makita said on January the 24th, 2021, that she was going to have that doctor. Remember? Y'all just want y'all to remember that, okay? Write it down, take a picture. Write it down, take a picture now. Because when it happened, I'm be like, oh my God, I did it. I'm be so happy about myself, honey. Y'all gonna have to catch me to pat my back, because y'all know that thing, the lady flipping over the pews at church. Yeah, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be flipping all over the place, like, oh my God. So Nicole, tell us what we can expect from you in Memphis, because honey, I think we got a whole lot to expect from you.
And that's the crazy thing is, but for me, the most important thing I want people to take away is the suffering in silence. The crazy part of, I guess, the ironic part of my story is that my life didn't begin to unravel till I was 37 years old. For the most part, had a great childhood, great life, everything. And then bam, life happened. And, I didn't realize how important this was until, people started reading my book, and everyone kept saying, I never knew you were going through that. I would have never thought that you were going through that. How can someone like you, who has everything together, was really contemplating killing yourself? So for me, that's important. And how do you recognize those signs when people aren't actually telling you? But, are those unspoken signs that at the time people don't realize that. But, when I gain, 90 pounds in a year, and then when the person who's always out and about, you can't, get in touch with them anymore. People knocking on my door and I see them, but I'm just not answering the door. That's what's important. And more than, oftentimes you always hear, well, I would have never thought that they would have took their life. They look so happy, because I would present at work one way, but then I would come home and just be totally devastated. So that for me is the most important thing. And then just bringing awareness to the importance of mental health in the Black community. It's just depression knows, again, no zip code, no socioeconomic status, looks like you, looks like me, it looks like anyone. So that for me is the most important thing that I want to bring, when I come to Memphis.
Oh my gosh, y'all, I promise you. I feel like an audience member. You telling my story. Because I heard so many times, I never knew you were going through that. I just thought you were the life of the party. I thought, yeah, I was the life of the party. And then I go home and take this mask off.
Right.
And I got to deal with Makita. I got to deal with, I used to talk to myself. Talk for myself in third party, because I have a nickname, or I had a nickname, Miss P. And I was like, yeah, y'all meet Miss P. I go home and got to deal with Makita. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows Makita. Y'all know Miss P. So it's a whole different vibe. I got makeup on. I'm swinging my hair. Probably got on some half dress stuff. This is what you get. But when I go home, close the door, and there's nobody for me to act for anymore. Now I have to deal with all my demons, all my anger, I got to deal with that, right? So, I'm telling y'all, Memphis is about to be amazing. I can't say it enough, because the women and men, we got men this year. The women and men on this tour have been through so much. They have been through so much. The one thing we all have in common, though, we did not stop. We did not just kind of cowered ourselves and tuck our tails in. We kept going. And we are here to tell you, You can keep going. I promise you it gets better. It gets better, but you got to heal, right? It's a brokenness. And I get it. We've all been broken, whether it was a relationship, a friendship, a ship, right? Just us. No matter what it was, it's just a broken piece. I promise you, we're gonna get you some tape, we're gonna get you a hot glue gun, we're gonna get you whatever you need. There will be some therapists in the audience, along with some spiritual leaders in the audience. We want you to come and have that breakthrough with us. We want you to come out and talk to us. We're not speakers that's untouchable, or you can't talk to us, or you got to make an appointment. No, ma'am. No, sir. We will be in the building all day long. We are there for you, right? You can talk to us. We can talk to you. We have a few breaks. We got a few things happening. We're going to feed you, all that good stuff. So do not miss it. www.artoftransparency.org. Do not miss it. I'm telling you, these ladies, the ladies that's been on here since December 13th, and then the men that were on here on December 6th, they coming. And we got some stories. It's going to be amazing, y'all. It's going to be amazing. So, telling everybody that how amazing it's going to be, I want you to share with our audience what made you choose AOT. And Dr. Nicole, we could start with you. What made you choose AOT?
It's so funny. Like, someone actually sent me a message and was like, hey, like, you should look into this. I think this might be a good opportunity for you. So it wasn't like I wasn't even looking for it. That's why I said again, God lined your steps, because, and I looked at it, and then I think, I was like going online. I was like, you know what? I think this might be a great opportunity. And then I remember like our first conversation, and the way that we just gelled, like we were talking, laughing, like we knew each other for a long time. And I said, energy is so important to me. And even though virtually, I still could feel your energy. And I said, oh, yes, this is the place I need to be. And it's like, I've learned so much, from the short time that, I've, been talking to you, other people on the tour, I just feel like it's just such a blessing. And I just can't wait to see like just how amazing this whole thing's going to be.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. I promise you, I feel the same way, right? I can remember our first conversation as well. And we was just laughing and literally talking. And I was like, oh my God, you have to say yes. And he was like, yes, I have to say yes. I can. It was an amazing conversation. And it just wasn't about AOT. You know what I'm saying? It was just, we had a great conversation in your interview. So I thank you so much for saying yes. I thank you so much for saying yes. So let's see. Coach says, is Jeanette an author? If so, tell us about the book. Look at Coach. And then and then Coach says, I actually have a copy of Finally Free by Dr. Scott. It's a must read. Okay. We're gonna talk about these books in a few seconds. Jeff Scott says there are four rungs on the ladder of success: plan purposefully, prepare prayerfully, proceed positively, and pursue persistently. Somebody screenshot it. I need to write that down. That is amazing. That's it right there. That's it. And then it says, Lenore Scott says, I wish I could be in Memphis, but I'll be in Philly. It's okay, honey, because we gonna tell Philly up. That's what I heard through the grapevine. I'm just saying, somebody on this call right now is the Philly lead, but I ain't gonna tell nobody. Right? But I heard we was gonna tell Philly down. So I'm just waiting. And then Natoya says, congrats, Nikki, Dr. Scott, on your book. I have a copy and I love it. So, Jeanette, do you have a book?
I feel like crying about this because I do not have a book, but let me tell you what happened. I have a calendar planner, and it has a whole page of affirmations. It has things to remind you of what to do for self-care in there. So it's like, did you sit in the tub today? Did you read a book today? Did you meditate today? And then it has things like I am, and you fill it in, but you don't have to guess. I got a whole page. Pick one. I'm wonderful. I'm great. I'm awesome. I'm beautiful. I'm a winner. I'm a lover. All of those things. And so in my planner, that's what you will find. And the book, I don't, but this is the third person in less than 7 days that has said it. One lady sent me, I hadn't talked to her in, I'm gonna have to say months. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, I get a DM. Of course, you jump up and my phone ding, and it's her saying, the Lord told me to tell you to write a book. It will be a bestseller. I'm like, what? So then I text back to her in the DM, do you know who you talking to? This is Jeanette. Are you sure? And she texts back to me, I know who I'm talking to.
Right, I DM'd you, man. That's okay, because you can join the Invisible Daughter LLC, and I can get that book out of your head, on the paper, on the shelf in 60 days. Don't worry about it. You'll have a book. You'll have one. We can get that book out of your head, on paper, on the shelves in 60 days. You don't believe me? Try me. Come on. Absolutely. I love the self-care journal, like the self-care calendar, because now I get to, see my days and do some self-care. What? Yeah, I'm in the tub right now reading the book. Yeah. So yes, 60 days. I got you. I got you. Nicole, tell us about your book. What's happening in the book? I can only imagine what this is about.
Yeah, so it really takes you on a journey. So, like I said, finally free from perfect storm to perfect peace. So, the beginning of my chapters kind of talk about all of the storms I was going through, from suffering and silence, the issues, I was going through at my job, the failed relationships, and just how the main precipice was just the lack of self-worth and lack of self-love. And it just caused me to be in all of these horrible situations. And it's like they all just came crashing down at once, and the most, pivotal point for me in my life was, with my daughter. And, and the title Finally Free was, it meant so much because I finally told the world that although I don't have biological children, I raised this girl since she was 1 year old. So that was my baby. And, her and her father, we split, whatever, life, gets hard, but he used her as a pawn. And like, she lived with me even after we split. And then one day I put her on the bus for 9 months. And that was the beginning of my life just going on the downward spiral because like all I knew was being a mother. And it's like, I put her on the bus. I didn't see her. I was just wondering, did she think I abandoned her? Like all of these emotions was going through me. And like you kind of said, Jeanette, I started questioning God, like, why me? Like, I have a big heart. I took this child on, who didn't have a mother. And like, now you do this to me. And like, I lost my will to fight, everything. And it's just like dealing with that, dealing with being in a relationship with someone who didn't love me, a whole nother relationship. So I said, you know what, God, I can't do this. Like, this is too much on me. And then even having people tell me like, well, maybe that's God's way of saying she doesn't need to be in your life anymore. And I'm like, well, if I birthed her, you wouldn't say that to me. So it just really took me on a journey of like the actual work that I had to do, really just being, honest with myself and then realizing, and I'll never forget my therapist said, that everything you're going through in your life, you either invite it, create it, or allow it. And as much as I didn't want to take that,
I'm about to fall off this chair. Invited, created, or allowed
it. And I had to own that. So like, realizing that I stayed in a relationship too long just, to keep her in my life, or knowing that this man wasn't right for me, but, telling myself, well, it's better than being alone. And, well, I'm just thankful to have a job. All of these things, as much as I wanted to be on the hill saying I'm a victim, but no, I had to own my stuff and say, you know what? You have to really take a step back and figure out how can you then, peel back all these layers and learn to love yourself. So it's just a journey. And I have, chapters talking about, self-limiting beliefs and how to protect your peace and just, reaching for redemption. And once you get there, how do you keep it up? So it's really just a journey. It's like I started here, but I'll just take you on a journey of how like I really just came to the point that I love myself. There is nothing that I have to seek externally that I can't find in myself anymore.
Wow. I want you ladies both to put in the comments how they can find your journal, how they can find your book. And I also want all of the people in the comments to get to Memphis. Come to Memphis. But we have several cities, right? Go on the website. We have 10 months, 10 months of cities. So we tour from February to November. We have a retreat in July. We have a Cancun trip in November. We have 10 months. I want to see each and every face within these 10 months. I promise you, you do not want to miss this. You do not want to miss this. These ladies are powerful. And this is just two. There are 21 of us this year. This is just two. We had, of course, we've been doing the interviews from December up until now. We got several more to go into. We're going, I want to say the middle of February. So I'm telling you, get there, get there, get there. The tickets are on sale now. For a few states actually are on the website already. So get your tickets, www.artoftransparency.org. Get your tickets. So we're going to get these comments and we're going to say our last words and how we can get in touch with everybody. So Lenore says, agree. Where can we purchase the journal? Absolutely. She is going to put that link in so we can just click on it. That's awesome, Jeanette. There are a lot of people that need calendar self-care planners like that. Awesome idea. And it is. I never, think, but we're going to get that book out in 60 days. That's going to happen too. Natoya says that's powerful. Absolutely. Natoya says, amen. And Jeff says, baby girl, that's Pop Pop's granddaughter as portrayed in the book Finally Free. Your thoughts create feelings. Your feelings create behaviors. Your feelings and behaviors create action. Absolutely, they do. Absolutely, they do. Sabrina said, Dr. Scott, your book is amazing and your journey to peace is powerful and inspiring. Oh, my goodness. Y'all hear all this? Y'all better be there. I'm telling you, be there. Be there. We're gonna be somewhere everywhere. And Coach, calling him Anthony, y'all, is just not right. That's Coach. So if you've been watching, you already know that's Coach. Facts. More than a read, it's designed for action in small bites. Oh, let me go get this book. Let me go get this book. Let me, yeah. Y'all can't be having no books and I ain't read them. I need to know. So tell everybody, because we gonna get off of here. This has been an amazing interview, and I thank you guys so much. Oh, Jeanette, what made you choose AOT? I don't think we told you. Did we talk about that? I don't think so. What made you choose AOT?
Oh, well, I got information about it, and I had already asked God at the beginning of the year to put me around some amazing business-like people. And so when I got this email about it, I'm like, So I read a little bit about it. And then I talked to someone about it. And that's when I then said, I want to give this a try. Now, you and I talked and it was an enjoyable conversation. And I was like, this is it. This is it right here. But then I didn't hear back from you right away. And I was like, oh Lord, what am I doing? I said I wanted to be a speaker. I said I wanted to be around awesome people, business-minded women, and everything up. What are you doing? And then all of a sudden I get an email. And I was like, okay, I know, God. He looks at me like, this girl, I'm so sick of her.
That's some spoiled stuff. We all do. We want what we want when we want it. And God like, no, you're going to get it when I give it to you. Chill out.
So that's how I ended up.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. I remember that too, because when I emailed you, he was like, I've been waiting on this. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh my goodness. I have enjoyed you ladies on tonight. And for all of the audience, YouTube and Facebook, thank you so much for tuning in. Get your tickets, www.artoftransparency.org. I promise you, you don't want to miss this. I promise you, you don't. It's going to be some laughs. It's going to be some crying. It's going to be some breakthroughs. It's going to be nice. Okay? It is going to be nice. We are going to I guarantee you that much. It is going to be very nice and very inspirational. You get to talk to all of us, and our stories, even the ones that are similar, still took a whole nother journey, right? They still had their own journey. So get the tickets, come on out. We follow all CDC guidelines, just so you guys know. Masks are required until CDC say differently. We will be social distancing in all of our events, and some of them will also have a virtual link as well when you get the tickets. So come on out, get your tickets. So Coach said he wants the book and journal links right now, ladies. I can see him with that finger. You know I'm Dr. Nicole. You know he got that finger going right now. Where is the link? So they are going to put their links up, and as they put their links up, where can we get the journal? Is it on Amazon? Where can we get the journal?
It is on Amazon, and it's under Live, Live Consulting LLC. That's also my website. You can go on there and get it as well. Live, Live Consulting LLC. So it's Live
Consulting LLC. Hey, that sounds like a little ring, or like a little. You gotta kind of dance with that. Or maybe it's just me. So liveconsultingllc.com. So liveconsultingllc.com is where you can find Jeanette's book. And Dr. Nicole, where can we find your book?
My book is also on Amazon and barnesandnobles.com.
Put their names in, baby, because I'm telling you, get to know them now. Shake their hands now on the tour, right? Get you a ticket. Come shake their hands right now, because I can't guarantee, right, in 2-3 years, if it take that long.
Who this? No, I'm kidding.
So tell the people how they can find you. I know we got your websites, but tell the people how they can find you on social media. Social media, your website. Go ahead. Jeanette, you can go ahead.
Well, for me, I'm under Jeanette Carter. I'm under Jeanette Carter on Facebook, as well as Instagram. And you can also find me on my website at liveconsultingllc.com. And you can go on there, fill out your information, and I'll get in contact with you.
Hey. So y'all know I want to do a whole dance, because I am so excited about this tour. I promise you, tonight I am excited, because you look at the date and it's like we are literally 30 days away.
Yeah.
We have 30 days.
Yeah.
I'm really less than that, because it's February the 20th, so we're actually less than 30 days away. Oh my Lord, now I'm getting nervous. Dr. Nicole, how can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Finally Free to Be Me. I also have a website, www.finallyfreetobeme.com, and I have a blog on there. We do Mindful Mondays posts, and it's so funny. Tomorrow's post is going to be the power of no. So get on time.
I'm telling you, the things that you put in the universe, they come back to you. Absolutely. They come back to you. I tell my kids all the time, we be driving, we all got that dream car, right? And I see the car all the time. Like every time I step out my house, I see that truck. And I be like, there you go, y'all, there you go. So one day my kids was like, Mom, why you keep saying that? And I was like, because I'm putting in the universe that that's my car. I'm going to drive. And they like, okay, they kids, so they don't really get it. But I get it. The universe has got to give me back what I asked for. It's got to happen. So yes, put it in the universe, guys. Put it in the universe. Because I'm putting in the universe that all of you guys will be in Memphis. Y'all gonna take the trip. Yes, y'all gonna be in Memphis. I have put it in the universe. So Coach is putting up all of the links. Well, he's kind of just recapping for you guys, book and journal links. And then he said Live Consulting LLC. So he is I'm telling y'all, what would I do without him?
Good.
Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and then finally free from perfect storm to perfect peace. Finally free to be me.com. And hey, Charlotte, so powerful. Yes, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you for being a part of AOT. I absolutely love both of you. So thank you so much for saying yes, right? The second thing I want to thank you for is tonight, because you guys could have been doing anything, doing all the stuff that we need to do as parents, Lord Jesus, and all the stuff we need to do as business owners. But you guys spent an hour and a half with little old me and us. Us is out there in the YouTube and Facebook land. Thank you so much for being a part of the show as well as AOT. And you, my viewers, I want to say thank you because you could have been anywhere else on a Sunday night trying to probably get ready for tomorrow's work day. So I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for joining each and every week. This has been an amazing show, and I promise y'all it gets better in person. So do not miss it. www.artoftransparency.org. Any final words, ladies?
We just thank you. Thanks for creating this platform. I'm just so excited. So I can't wait to meet everyone, seeing everyone virtually, but I just can't wait. So I'm excited.
I am excited too. Like, I think we need our Friday back so we can just kind of meet and greet each other. Because this is weird, the virtual world. So everybody's in this virtual world. So, okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in again. I am your host, Makita Moore. You've tuned into the Art of Transparency Talk Show. We are live on YouTube and Facebook every Sunday at 7 p.m. We will see you on next week. Oh, who's next week? See, he didn't even remind me. Let me find them. It takes me 5 seconds. I'm going to find them in a minute. Who's next week? Next week we have, I always do this, y'all. I promise it be up and then I lose it. I don't know what happened to it. So next week we have, these are amazing ladies too. Luberta Lytle and Paula Kendrick will be next week. Yay! So somebody's phone went off. It's okay. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so very much for joining me. Have a wonderful evening, Facebook. Good night, YouTube. Good night, everybody.
Night.